Now, I have mentioned in the past that the Sun is being fed news from the palace. So when the Sun prints an exclusive story about the royals, other newspapers have been pretty quick to buy the story and they try to reprint it. Now, the Sun is reporting that Harry is renting a room in a hotel, and this hotel is about a 2 hours drive from their McMansion in Montecito. And they're claiming that Harry uses this room as an escape place and it's surrounded by strict privacy rules. Well, I believe it, and I think I have a good idea about why Harry's doing that. He has just had it up to here. This also adds some credence to the rumors that the two of them are living apart. The strong rumor that Harry has already talked with divorce lawyers, and the even stronger rumor that Harry spoke with the palace about how he could possibly return to the family, where he claimed, let's remember, that he was trapped. And yes, I know they've come together a few times recently for these publicity photos, but don't be fooled by that. It's all fake. Which, when you really think about it, is pretty surprising where Meghan is concerned. But when compared to the dilemma the king is facing, Harry's problem really doesn't matter. Harry and Meghan have told so many lies, and those nasty lies and accusations are going to be carefully examined if Harry returns. Harry cannot hope to fit in once again like nothing ever happened. And I don't know how Charles is going to deal with this whole situation. It has to be giving him quite the headache right now. One commenter weighed in, saying, "Why do people keep saying King Charles III should pay for Toddler's divorce if it ever happens? What is the issue when Todger is 38 years old, almost 39 on the 15th of September 2023, worth £60 million and responsible for his own problems? King Charles III is married to very practical Queen Camilla, not Todger's first wife. Why should Todger's father, King Charles III, bear any responsibility for his divorce or any other problems the middle-aged fool created himself? King Charles III has emotionally and mentally come to terms with his recalcitrant son's despicable behavior and quietly written him off, so no headache there." Now, I think it would benefit the king to have both of them sign an ironclad contract where, if they talk to each other or come back together, all the money has to be paid back with interest, and the palace is going to leak all of Meghan's skeletons that she's been hiding in her closet. And the least that should happen if Harry really wants to return to his family is that he has to admit to all of his lies, especially those about the kids. He should also be required to officially apologize to not only his whole family, but also to the citizens of the UK and the Commonwealth too. And there is no way that they should let Harry become a working royal again. Instead, he can just live a nice, quiet, private life away from all the stress. He and Andrew can become friends, maybe. When the divorce is finally announced, the palace is not going to be under any obligation whatsoever to settle anything financial when it comes to Meghan Markle. I think the inheritance money that Harry got from his mother has already been spent, but that's his problem. And his great-grandmother's is not due yet. An inheritance cannot be touched in a divorce anyway, thank goodness. So Meghan's going to have to settle for half of whatever he's got, and also child support. I just hope that they could be quicker than Meghan in all of this. They should already be starting actually while people are getting suspicious. And it might hurt, but if Meghan goes first, and she will, they're going to be playing defense. I'm guessing Meghan is counting on the palace staying quiet while she just tells whatever lies she wants to. The palace also needs to be very careful indeed about taking Harry back if it really happens. It could just be another lie though, another little ploy, another way for Meghan to get some money for herself, and then they'll just get back together and start trashing Harry's family once again. I'm afraid this may never end. It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle, the faster you're gonna sink. And considering all of the attempts by Harry and Meghan to hurt the monarchy and to make the late Queen's final years an absolute misery, if the palace does take Harry back, he's going to continue to wreak havoc in the royal family. And it's not impossible that Meghan could try to join him at some point, if only to try to hurt Prince William and Princess Catherine somehow. There are also concerns about the royal children in terms of keeping them safe, and I think these concerns are 100% legitimate. As far as I can see, Harry burned all his bridges to a crisp, and I don't think anybody, including the king, is going to be able to forgive him. Now, maybe Charles still loves him, and I'm sure he does still love him actually, but I don't believe he really likes him, and he'll never trust him again. I am sure William won't. If you go after a man's wife and children, that is the end. Now, maybe Harry can fool his father, but he cannot fool his older brother. William is never going to allow Harry to return to the firm, I'm sure of that. He might be able to return to the UK, but he is not going to be allowed to participate in any formal functions or events. He's not going to get to be around Catherine or the beautiful Wales kids either. William understands that Harry can easily be bought if the price is right. I mean, really what Harry deserves is to have to stick with Meghan at all costs. He has made that bed, so he should have to lay in it forever with her. He shouldn't be allowed to come back to the UK, actually. After that awful book that he put out, Harry's days as a working royal are over. Even if he begged for another chance, I don't think that he would get it. Now, when Meghan shoots through, Harry's going to need to go into rehab and he's going to have to get off those drugs. And then he should come out and issue a formal apology for all of his lies and all of his whining too. If the king does accept him back after a divorce, for example, then hopefully we can rest assured that Harry's not going to have any public role whatsoever. Perhaps he'll get a house on the grounds of Balmoral, somewhere out of the way, where he can be treated for his many mental issues, and he can try to get over the devastation that Meghan brought upon him. But I would bet that King Charles does the usual, doesn't do a thing, just dallies around until some crisis makes it impossible for him to hide. The longer that he allows this farcical situation about the invisible kids to continue without explanation, the less respect I have for him. So maybe Charles needs to hand the problem over to either William or Anne if he can't do anything about it. I do wonder what happened with the divorce attorneys that supposedly were working with Harry at the direction of Charles. There are no new photos of the invisible kids that have been provided recently, especially for Archofficial's birthday, so something is up there. But this issue of Meghan and Harry needs to be settled one way or the other. It has been allowed to go on for way too long. Now, personally, I have found that oftentimes the truth is not nearly as scandalous as all the guesses about what's going on behind the scenes. So they just need to get the truth out there. It's not going to go away by itself. And I'm guessing everybody would revolt in the UK if Harry became a working royal ever again. It's also necessary to perform DNA tests for those invisible children, and we need to have real proof that Meghan actually delivered both of those babies. And if no irrefutable proof comes, then please take the kids off the line of succession and take away the prince and princess titles too. Instead, they could be known as simply Lord and Lady. Everything they do is so carefully calculated, my goodness. I don't believe a word of any story that suddenly pops up for a few weeks and then dies off. Last week it was a story about the Hanburys, and this week there's a story implying that Catherine's trying to upstage the king. This is all just a big pile of lies that have been dropped on the media by professional PR people to try to hurt the monarchy. They're trying to stir up drama where there is none. But anyway, nobody believes this story about Catherine trying to upstage Charles and Camilla. William and Catherine are a wonderful thing for the monarchy, and Charles knows better than anybody that it's going to continue to thrive after he's long gone, so he doesn't need to worry about that in the least, which I'm sure is such a relief to him. How do you think Charles will feel if Harry and Meghan get a divorce? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section. We hope you have found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back to see you in the next videos. Bye bye now.